Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining Srimad Bhagavatam class. Sorry for the surprise. Today, Shaman Prabhu was had to speak, but because Malati Prabhu is giving class, so he is not giving class. So I am listening. Let's start with Jai Radha. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Vijana Vallabha Girivaradha Jaya Vijana Vallabha Girivaradha Yashodanandana Brajajana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuniravanachama Yamunatiravanachama Jaya Radha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today's verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 4.4.30. Yeah, 4.4. No, वो ऑन करना पड़ेगा टीवी को. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.4.30. सोयां दुर्मार्षा हृदयो ब्रह्मद्रक्ष च So yeah, Durmarshardayo Brahmadrakcha.
Soyam Durmarshadayo Brahmadrukya
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapsyati.
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapsyati
Yad Angajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam.
Yadangajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam
Yad Angajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam.
Yadangajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam
Napratyasidan Mrataye Paradhanta.
Napratyasidan
Siddhan
Mritaye
Mrataye Paradhanta.
Paradhata
Napratyasidan Mrataye Paradhata.
Napratyasidan Mritaye Paradhata
Soyam Durmarshardayo Brahmadraksha.
Soyam Durmashardayo Brahmadrukya
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapsyati.
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapsyati
Yad Angajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam.
Yadangajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam
Na Pratyasedan Mrataye Paradata.
Napratyasidan Mritaye Paradhata
Any response?
Soyam Dadarsharayo Brahmadrukya
Soyam Durmarshardayo Brahmadraksha.
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapsati
Loke Pakirtim Mahatim Avapshati.
Yadangajam Swam Purushadviduda Udyatam
Yad Angajam Swam Purushadvid Udyatam.
Napratyase dhanrataye paradataha
Na Pratyasedan Mrtaye Paradata. Word to word. Sa. He. Ayam. That. Durmarsha Hradaya. Hard-hearted. Brahmadrak. Unworthy to be Brahmana. Cha. And. Loke. In the world. Up. Apakirtim. Ill fame. Mahatim. Extensive. Avapsyati. Will gain. Yat Angajam. The daughter of whom. Swam. Own. Purushadvit. The enemy of Lord Shiva. Udyatam. Who was preparing. Na pratyashedat. Did not prevent. Mritye. For death. Aparadata. Because of his offenses. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Daksha, who is so hard-hearted that he is unworthy to be a Brahmana, will gain extensive ill fame because of his offenses to his daughter, because of not having prevented her death, and because of his great envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: Daksha described here as most hard-hearted and therefore unqualified to be a Brahmana. Brahmadhak is described by some commentators to mean Brahma Bandhu. or friend of the Brahmanas. A person who is born in a Brahmana family but has no Brahmanical qualification is called a Brahma Bandhu. Brahmanas are generally very soft hearted and forbearing because they have the power to control the senses and the mind. Daksha, however, was not forbearing for the simple reason that his son in law, Lord Shiva, did not stand up to show him the formality of respect. He became so angry and hard hearted that he tolerated even the death of his dearest daughter. Sati tried her best to mitigate the misunderstanding between the son-in-law and the father-in-law by coming to her father's house even without an invitation. And at that time, Daksha should have received her, forgetting all past misunderstanding. But he was so hard-hearted that he was unworthy to be called an Aryan or Brahmana. Thus, his ill fame still continues. Daksha means expert, and he was given this name because of his ability to beget many hundreds and thousands of children. Persons who are too sexually inclined and materialistic become so hard-hearted because of a slight loss of prestige that they can tolerate even the death of their children. So again translation, Daksha who is so hard-hearted that he is unworthy to be a Brahmana will gain extensive ill fame because of his offenses to his daughter, because of not having prevented her death, and because of his great envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let's recite Mangalacharan together. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I seek blessings from all the devotees present here and in online, and Yugal Kishore Prabhuji and my spiritual master and all the exalted devotees, so that I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. And with this glorification, I get some love towards Krishna and his devotees. Hare Krishna. So today is very auspicious day. Today there are so many events, or we have. Chandramali Swami Maharaj, Vyas Puja, and His Holiness Bhakti Charan Swami Maharaj Vyas Puja. And today is Bhadra Purnima. And today was the day, 17th September, Srila Prabhupada arrived in US. And today is a day when Srila Prabhupada took sannyas. So today is full of auspicious day. So today we do devotional service. Hopefully we'll get some mercy from all the senior, all the acharyas, and we can make progress in our spiritual life. So, and then today's verse is on Brahmana. So what what qualification should a Brahmana have? So in purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that Brahmana is very soft-hearted because Brahmana have power to control mind and senses. And Brahmanas are very forbearing. So by similar example where Brahmanas, where we know in the Krishna's pastime, the Dvijapatnis and Brahmanas pastime. So similarly, Brahmanas, they, when Krishna, when cowherd boys were asking Krishna that we are very hungry, so please make some arrangement in so we can eat prasad. So Krishna said smilingly that there is one sacrifice going on nearby, so you can go there and ask Brahmanas that Krishna and Balram is requesting for some prasad, for some food. So please give us some food for Krishna and Balram. So Krishna asked this cowherd boys to go there and ask to the Brahmanas. And then when cowherd boys went there for asking for the charity, this Brahmanas did not show any attention towards this cowherd boys. And then cowherd boys started speaking some philosophy, even though they don't know much philosophy, but still they knew something. That is what it is written in the 10th chapter, 10th canto, 23rd chapter. It is said that these cowherd boys started sarcastically asking Brahmana, "Oh, the knower of all the Vedas, oh, the knower of all the ritualistic rituals of performing yajnas, knower of the ultimate result of the yajna, please give us food because Krishna and Balram is requesting." So these cowherd boys knew that ultimately the fire sacrifice, the enjoyer of the fire sacrifice is not demigods, but Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Because these Brahmanas were performing this yajna for for uh, for them because they wanted to attain heavenly planet. They wanted to be promoted to heavenly planets. So they were so materialistic in their activities that they did not even realize that Supreme Personality of Godhead, they have golden opportunity to to attain favor of Krishna, but still they were attracted to material activities because their mind and heart was only to attain heavenly planet, which is material, and they did not pay attention to what the messenger of Krishna, the cowherd boys, were asking. And then cowherd boys came back to Krishna. Krishna smilingly said, "Don't worry, go back again to this Dvijapatnis, to this Brahman Patnis. They will give you plenty of food. So you will go, you will get from there. You will not be disappointed. So you go back." And then they went back just by hearing that Krishna and Balram are nearby and they are requesting for some prasad. They did not care anything about what about keeping something for the fire sacrifice. They just gave everything to this coward boys. They did not just give, they personally came to feed Krishna. And when they were coming, all their family members, their husbands, father-in-law, sons, friends, everybody were stopping them, but they did not care. They just left everybody and came. And then once they came there, Krishna, looking at them smilingly, said, "So you have come here. What can I do for you?" So Krishna became little formal and he was asking this question. He said that these Brahman Patnis never seen Krishna before. They only heard about Krishna and Krishna's pastime. By that they got attracted to Krishna, and they were putting their mind in Krishna's pastime. Through that they just got attracted to Krishna. And once they came to see Krishna, by seeing Krishna, their all attraction from the mind entered into the heart. So, and then when it entered into their heart, they did not wanted to leave Krishna. They wanted to go with Krishna, and they were requesting that we don't want to go back because nobody will accept them. That was external reason, but internally they wanted to stay with Krishna. But Krishna said, "No, you have to go back. It will not be a good example for a Brahman Patnis to leave their families and come and stay with a cowherd boy." So Krishna also wanted to set this example that no, Brahman Patnis cannot do this way. They have to stay with their husbands. When cowherd girls, gopis, came in the night for a rasa dance, it is said there by Sukdev Goswami that they stayed. Krishna asked them to stay and they stayed. But Krishna did not ask Brahman Patnis to stay because it will not be a good example to the society, not to put anything so that in future people will speak a bad thing about Brahmanas. And then Krishna gave them assurance that nobody will be inimical to you. Everybody will accept you. And when they went back, Brahmanas came to their senses and they realized their mistake, and they were lamenting on their mistake, and they were so the important point here is Brahmanas started speaking that this these ladies never did any austerity in their life, never went to Gurukul, stayed as brahmachari, never followed any strict rules and regulations of Vedas, and any rituals of which are prescribed in Vedas, but still because their love and their devotion towards Krishna is very high, they could see Krishna as supreme personality, not as supreme. They could see Krishna as their beloved. But these Brahmanas were learned and they were performing celibacy, performing so many austerities, stayed as brahmacharis and under spiritual master and know everything on the Vedas. They were full of knowledge, but still couldn't recognize Krishna. So And here Srila Prabhupada is saying Brahmanas are generally very soft-hearted and forbearing. So Brahmanas, they themselves gave the answer that because they were thinking that they are of high birth, because they were in that illusion that only high birth people can attain Lord. So that's why they couldn't identify the Lord. So Brahmana qualities are where Krishna, when Krishna is asked, we say that when offering prasad, we say Namo Maha, Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagat Ditaya Krishna Govindaya Namo Namah. So Namo Brahmana Devaya. So Krishna Brahmana is very dear to Krishna. But when Brahmanas are very much attracted to austerity, attracted to their high life, high birth, and then attracted to their knowledge, attached to their knowledge, they might not see Krishna as it is. But when someone doesn't have any knowledge, but he still have devotion, he or she has devotion towards Krishna, they can attract the mercy of Krishna. We have this example that illiterate Brahmana in Chaitanya Charitamrita who don't know how to read, and because he was following instruction of spiritual master, he has full faith on the instruction of his spiritual master. He did not know how to read, but he because of spiritual master instruction, he was at least trying to read Bhagavad Gita and crying, and everybody was mocking him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and asked, "Why are you crying? You don't know how to read, still why are you crying?" He said that if Krishna, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can become charioteer, a servant of his devotee, how much merciful he is. And just by thinking about it, I started crying. So when I heard this pastime and when I think of myself, I hear that, oh, Krishna became charioteer of Arjuna, and Krishna is willing to do everything for his devotees. I never get cry for the mercy of Krishna. So how much hard-hearted I am. So when when we are materially attached, so Srila Prabhupada is saying in this purport, when somebody is attached materially, they cannot see Krishna as it is. They see Krishna as an ordinary person. And the same thing, this Brahmanas in Krishna's pastime are saying that because we were materially attached, we couldn't we couldn't serve Krishna and his devotees properly, and they were lamenting. Sukadev Goswami said these Brahmanas as foolish Brahmanas. Even though they were learned, Sukadev Goswami termed them as foolish Brahmanas. Why? Because because they did not they couldn't realize that whatever sacrifice they are doing is for Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he himself sent his cowherd boys to get some prasad, and they lost this opportunity. So Brahmanas in Bhagavad Gita in 13th chapter there are 3 to 4 verses on describing the qualities of Brahmana. But that if we have all those qualities and if we don't have devotion, then that qualities will make us hard-hearted. in such a way that we don't even have compassion towards other living entities. Like how Daksha, it is said that Daksha was a Prajapati, and he should take care of he should take care of all the living entities in the universe. Nobody should be distressed in the under the rule of Daksha. And under that Daksha, his own daughter was killed in front of him, and he did not even had any compassion towards her. So, and why it happened? Because in this translation, Srila Prabhupada said that because of his great envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his heart became hard. So envy, Daksha himself did not know or knew that he had envy towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he was envious towards Supreme Personality of Godhead because he was envious towards Lord Shiva, who is very dear to Krishna. So even though you might not show envy towards Supreme Personality of Godhead directly, towards Krishna directly, but if you are showing envy towards his devotees, then you are envious towards Krishna. So that is what it is meant here. We might think that, oh, I I love Krishna so much, I can do anything for Krishna, but I cannot stay with devotees, so I want to stay alone. That means we are envious towards Krishna. So, with or without our knowledge, we might do so many things which are very much determinant, which are not favorable to our bhakti. And without our knowledge, we are we are we are we are making our life tough, and we are making Maya to test us, and we are making Maya to take us out of this process. Like how Daksha, everything was going good for Daksha. Only thing was he was envious towards towards Lord Shiva. Because of that just one thing, everything was ruined. And even today, in Srimad Bhagavatam, whenever fourth canto, from fourth canto, chapter 1 to chapter 7 comes, everybody speaks ill about Daksha. So, what is the use of that prestige, and what is the use of that respect which he was expecting from Lord Shiva? It is of no use now. But what has happened? It has created a lot of damage. So, if we see in our lives, Yugal Kishore Prabhuji always says, and all the senior devotees always says, don't expect anything, just serve everyone. Trinadavi Sunichena verse. So in Trinadavi Sunichena, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining that be tolerant like a tree, and be humble like a blade of grass, and don't expect respect from anyone, and give respect to everyone. So if this verse Daksha would have applied in his life, how much, what would have been the situation of Daksha? Because he could not apply this verse, he's here it is said that he became hard-hearted. And then now, if we see Srila Prabhupada, he took sannyas. Today is his sannyas initiation day according to TT. He took sannyas only to deliver all the fallen souls. If so, this is the top level Brahmana. because more than Brahmana, Vaishnava. So Brahmanas can be karmakandis because of the curse of Nandishwar, but more than Brahmana, Vaishnavas. So Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada took sannyas only to deliver all the fallen souls and to follow his instruction, follow the instruction of his spiritual master that preach in English language and preach in every town and village. So and then he came, and today, 17th September, he came to US. He was comfortably sitting in Vrindavan. He could have just thought about himself, and he could have led his life very nicely, and he could have gone back to God just like that. But he took a step to deliver every one of us. If not for Srila Prabhupada, today we wouldn't have been sitting here and speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam. Today is Tuesday. We all would have been busy working for some materialistic company and to engage our senses in sense gratification instead of engaging our senses in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, in doing devotional service. We would have engaged our senses in doing sense gratification because Srila Prabhupada on this day came to US. We are saved. So he came so many years ago, and for 10,000, for rest of 10,000 years, because of his one step, so many people will be saved. And there is an opportunity for many people to make their life successful, like how hippies and all everybody, their life was successful just by one Brahmana who took step because he was soft-hearted and forbearing. He took this step to deliver everyone. He just did not thought about his family. He thought of everyone else. So this is the quality of Brahmana. So we should not be materially inclined. We should be we should have devotion towards Krishna. Then only we can have all these qualities. Otherwise, austerity, doing Nirjala on Ekadashi, and doing so many things, waking up early and chanting many rounds will not going to save us. It will save us, but it will take long time. But if we have devotion towards Lord, and if we have loving relationship with the devotees, even though we are not doing any austerity, we are feasting on Ekadashi, and we are waking up little just a little ahead of Mangalarti and just chanting 16 round. Still, you will have opportunity to go back to Godhead. But if you do everything and don't have a loving relationship with devotees, then everything will be ruined, like how it happened to Daksha. So we have to take care of not offending anyone, and and we should try not getting offended, because what if we get offended, other devotees life, spiritual life might be ruined. So we have to think of them, and we have to not get offended also, and we should not offend others. This is very high stage. It's very easy to speak, very difficult to follow. So we have to keep praying to Krishna and our spiritual master and all the devotees. We have to seek blessings of all the devotees all the time. As Brajbihari Prabhu said, that blessings, we have to get blessings, we have to seek blessings of all the devotees to go forward in our spiritual life. We cannot do it on our own. Anyways, what can we do on our own? We cannot do anything. We think we might do so many things, but we cannot do anything. We cannot even make one person chant on our own. if we don't have grace and blessings from Krishna and the devotees. We might think that we are big preachers, but oh, only by the blessings of Krishna and blessings of the spiritual masters, blessing of the devotees, everything will happen. So we cannot do anything on our own. We need blessings of everyone, and we need to pray to make us move forward in our devotional life. So that is what I can speak on from today's verse. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. And please pray that whatever I spoke, I can follow. And please bless me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anybody have any corrections, they can correct. Hare Krishna. Do you have any corrections?
No, bro. Yeah, very nice, very good for me. Very good instruction for me.
I want to follow whatever I speak.
There
So
is
it's not
actually
an
a verse in Bhagavatam that by hearing the holy name of the Lord, if the ears do not come from the eyes, if the heart does not melt, then one should understand how to be still. So
Yeah.
that's why one should understand how to be
Still.
brain. Yeah. So I need your blessings of all the devotees. So I want to have clarification here. Someone is chanting Krishna's name and doing this kind of austerities and all that. Still, there is a possibility for that person to have a hard heart.
That's what it is said. I don't know where, but I have heard these austerities and all are just like a patra. Oh yeah, Radha Govind Sai Maharaj was saying in Dhruv Charitra, Dhruv performed severe austerities, but he said that this is like just a patra to hold devotional, hold the grace of and bhakti. You have patra, but if you don't have bhakti, it's just a patra. So Radha Govind Maharaj said both are important. Patra is also important, bhakti is also important. If you have patra, like there is a milk, to milk container should be of a glass or some steel bowl or something. If you use a cloth to hold the milk, you cannot hold the milk. So this austerity and all are like a patra. But milk is important. If you don't have milk, what is an empty bowl can do? So how to get milk? He said, hear from devotees, associate with devotees, read book. Again, same ABCD, whatever. Associate, read, chant. Chanting is also important for getting bhakti. But you should not get proud of your chanting. That is why uh, I have heard, I don't know personally, but I have heard many devotees after chanting for 30 years, 40 years, they say nothing is happening. Because then why nothing is happening? Because you are not being careful, you are offending everyone, you are not being careful in your dealings. Process is perfectly fine. Process is there, but how you are following process is important. Chandramali Swami Maharaj said that process will never fail you when he came here, but you should follow process properly. So you have patra. If you follow it, follow your process properly, then milk can be hold can stay in that patra. So that's why both are important, but we should not just take those things as only important things. So that is what it is I heard really. So if you have any insights, please you
No,
can.
no, I was just thinking that someone has a desire to serve Krishna in so many different ways, from getting up early,
Yeah.
doing the Mangalarti, chanting the Ram, chanting the holy name, the Ram, and doing the austerities, the Ekadashi. A person like that, would that kind of person have a hard heart?
No, you answered your question only. First sentence, desire to serve Krishna. For pleasing Krishna, we are doing it. Then that is good. what happens generally from my experience, I am saying what happens with me. First I started doing with so much so much desire to please Krishna. One day, 2 day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, for some months. Then in between I got familiarized with the process and it became mechanical. No desire to please Krishna went somewhere else. No, it was like I have to do because I'm doing. Otherwise, what others will say? Oh, I am not. I am waking up late now, and I am not doing nirjal, and or not doing that. Start that enthusiasm has gone, and now it has become mechanical. So when it becomes mechanical, externally we might think that, oh, I'm doing it for to please Krishna, but actually Krishna knows that you are doing it for your ego, or you are to just please your ego. So that is what I meant. If every moment, because this Krishna conscious process is moment to moment, you have to be Krishna conscious. In one purport, Srila Prabhupada said 24 hours you should be Krishna conscious while sleeping also. If not, then you are under Maya and mind will show you so many things. It will tell you that you are correct even though you are wrong. Many times it happens that Ch- Brajvihari Prabhu also said, mind is there to say, this person is coming and praising me, this is my person. And then intelligence is there to say, yes, you are, he is your person. And somebody is coming and correcting you, he's not my person. You start hating him. So mind, what is good for you will make you think bad, and what is bad for you will make you think good. So that is what happens when it become mechanical. So when you said you are doing to please Krishna Ekadashi, to please Krishna chanting, to please, that is very good. But if you can follow that, that is very good. And speaking out myself, it became mechanical and it went into background and then started doing aparad. If you do anything to please Krishna, aparad is not a question at all. That is what I heard. Because Krishna will take care of all your dealings. Aparad is not possible. Amrish Maharaj, example, he did everything to please Krishna. Other person took aparad. The Durvasa Muni took aparad, but aparad did not happen from Amrish Maharaj side, and Krishna was actually pleased with Amrish Maharaj. So we can see from our dealings, and are we feeling offended? That is also sign that we are not doing anything to please Krishna. Amrish Maharaj was not offended at all. He did not think that, oh, I have only for one drop he is doing like this. If Amrish Maharaj would have offended, Krishna might not have showed his so much mercy on him. So he was not offended at all because he was doing everything to please Krishna. If we are getting offended with someone or if we are offending someone, that means that there is something we are not doing to please Krishna. We are doing only to please our senses and ego. So that is what I can say, Prabhuji.
No, I couldn't like couldn't take, still in denial that something like this can happen in front of a father. Daughter is leaving the body, or because of the father's hard-heartedness, there's something like this. It's in the pages of Bhagavatam, right? So
Yeah.
how much hard-hearted Daksha Prajapati has to be to have this scene enacted? I mean, it is obviously pastime in so many ways instructive, but it's so astonishing, right? Like somebody could be like that. That it is the situation can go to this extent.
That's
Right in front of us, a father, a daughter is getting burnt. Because of course.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking that maybe Dakshapata Prajapati's fee or that was not so, I don't know, it's only speculation that not so strong that made him so hard-hearted.
Here
It's
it,
not in the presence of Krishna.
yeah,
Because Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva is Bhagavan Shankar is not like of course he's separate, but he is all worshipable. So he should also understand his position.
Yeah.
Because he didn't understand Lord Shankar's Bhagavan Shankar's position. That's why he created those offenses and that kind of led the whole thing. So,
and here it is said in the translation that because of the envy to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Daksha had envy, but he did not know. Maybe this is also speculation, but it is clearly said if you have envy towards his devotees, then you are true envious towards Krishna. Same as again Durvasa Muni's example. Durvasa Muni, I did not read it, but I have heard that he was envious towards Amrish Maharaj, and he wanted to kill because of that envy, and that's why Krishna gave him that lesson.
Yeah, if you love God, you cannot hate anybody.
Yeah.
We heard that because
Yeah.
everything is ultimately. Thank you for sharing.
No, bro, no. Whatever I heard from all of you, I'm just repeating again for you.
And,
Brahmanas were praising the Bhagavats are praising the Brahmana.
Yeah. Exactly same verse it is mentioned that 10, 23, 20 or 21, somewhere it is mentioned that Brahman Gopa boys first went and they saw that they are not willing to give. And then sarcastically they started speaking, oh, best of the knowers.
First they were denied.
Yeah, first they were denied,
That's
and
why.
then they started. They could sense that Brahmanas were not paying attention to whatever they were asking, and then they started speaking like this, and then they still did not hear them. They paid attention and they came back. So it is there. This 23rd chapter in 10th canto. So I was reading in the morning, so that's why I remember it and I. So if nobody have anything, then I would like to end here. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू थैंक यू भक्त की जय हरे